Hello, Namaste everyone. Welcome to DDY Swadhyaya English session of third day. My name is Anita. I'm from Bangalore. I have been practicing meditation from 2002 and meditation is a gift to my life. And today in this Swadhyaya session, we have a guest called Aditya Dattaji with us. So I will introduce Aditya Dattaji first. So Aditya Dattaji was an IT professional earlier and was at that time he was having difficulty in gender identification. So he went into deep depression during that period of time and he has been searching for meditation to come out of it. And in that process, he has been searching for meditations and he has practiced Vipassana meditation, has been to Osho Center, but he could not get out of depression even after practicing many meditations. So in the year of 2008, he met Dr. Newton and he has undergone past life regression therapy. Because of that, he was able to come out of his depression. And he also met Patriji in Pyramid Valley many times, and he started practicing meditation. Through that, he came out of all these depressions and his confusions, his questions, so many things. And from 2012 he has changed his profession to he has become a counselor in Life University. He is a psychologist, sexologist, alchemist, and he's also author of two great books, that is Transition, and second book is Gandharva Loka. So today he'll be taking us, his topic is how to understand this polarity and how that will help in our daily life. I welcome Aditya Dattaji to this Swadhyaya platform. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Anita ji. Thank you very much to the Pyramid Sangha. It's a great work you all are doing, and I'm privileged to be here. Very happy to be here. So what I want to start with is a question. I want to start with a question to the viewers, asking or maybe just telling them, what if I tell you that there is no man or woman? What if I tell you that sexuality is a myth? So friends, we are going to start with this question today. The topic is divine union. And of course, we are going deeper into this topic today. So yes, I can see people who are there joining, and I welcome all of them. I see Deepa Yadav. Good to see you, Deepa. And many friends would be joining. So you can send question on the chat box. And the session will go as I will introduce a little about my life. Then we will go into this quest of this, what is this gender? What is this sexuality, divine sexuality that I want to talk about? And what is this, this path that I am here to share? Very interesting. How can we use it in our daily life? And we will do very interesting processes in between. And at the end, we are going to keep some time for the question answer. I think that would be good. Anita ji, I think that's the plan, right? So
Yes, sir.
we can go with that plan. Wonderful, wonderful. So let me start by sharing my little presentation that I made, and I think that would be good. Okay, I think Anita ji, we can see the presentation. It is there. You can see it.
Yes.
Wonderful. So I made this presentation for you, friends. So divine union of consciousness and energy. So this sounds a little complicated to me also, but I'm going to share what it is. You will come to know gradually about it. But let us first go through what we will explore today, right? So what we will learn is how to create a balance in our life. So we keep on listening to the word balance, but how do we create balance, right? This is what we will be learning today. And what is this divine masculine, divine feminine? We are going to learn about what is this wounded masculine and feminine, how to create a strong identity. As you know, in the spiritual path, we keep on saying, right, we have to dissolve our identity. I am nothing, right? But in the earth plane, there needs to be a strong identity, my friends. We are going to talk about it. And finally, we are going to talk about sexual transmutation. And I have I hope you like the exercises that I'll be doing today for you to get a clarity on this subject. So I would start by, with this quote that I want to be whole. Why do we even want to understand spiritual subjects, or why are we interested in meditation? As Anita ji rightly said that, I went through my own depression, I was confused about my gender, and I started meditating. And all of us friends, we are trying to become whole. We want to become full, right? We don't want to become half, like I think we call ardhangini, right? It feels like I am half and I'm going to get married to my better half. So we say ardhangini, better half, right? Is it true that there is some half waiting outside for us? We are going to talk about it. So yes, so let me start with my journey, friends. This is the book Transition, and it's a book that is written by me on awakening through gender identity. So as I said, or Anita ji explained how I was confused about my gender. I always questioned, what is it to be a man? What is it to be a woman? If we see a man and a woman, is that enough for us to understand that this is a man or a woman? Or is there something deeper? What are the qualities of a man or a woman? So this book, talks about my own rejection, my own depression, and then how I got the divine guidance through many masters. Of course, Brahmarishi Patriji being my meditation guide, Dr. Newton being my guide for the last 10 years, and then my transition. So this book, and it happened during this lockdown. I went into like kind of a depressed state, when the lockdown started, and something started coming out of me, and I started just writing. I connected to like a plane of poets, of singers, of architects, of scientists who started communicating with me, and I started asking them the question about this gender, this masculine, feminine, and they started giving me answers. So it's a beautiful plane I connected, and I can say like it's kind of like a channeling that happened to me during that time, and they started giving me the grander picture of gender and sexuality. It's an upcoming book called Gandharva Loka. I didn't know what Loka I was talking to, but then in my meditation I was told that this is Gandharva Loka, and I met very wonderful masters there. One of the masters, they were called the shape shifter. They didn't had a shape. They can, they always keep changing shapes. They can become a tree, and then a leaf, and then a bird, and then a man, then a woman. They are always, changing shapes. And they gave me the broader spectrum, the broader picture of this gender identity, this masculine, feminine, and sexuality. So I questioned all, whatever I had in my heart, whatever confusion I had, still left. I started questioning, and this book is about that. So it is talking about the grander version of gender and sexuality, and all the myths about sexuality and gender. They clarified to me. They they train me. What is this? How can we evolve with this energy? Right? So these are the things, friends, I'm going to share today, and I hope it's going to benefit you all. So my first question to all of you is like, what do you think is gender? So I'll give you like half a minute here. Maybe you can type some answers wherever you are and tell me, what do you mean by this term, gender? Yes, whatever you understand with the by the term, maybe you can type it, or you can send a message to me. Right, it is a construct, right? It is a construct, right? And friends, the way I see gender is like, I see gender in everything. You see, the minutest atom in a molecule has gender. You see, there is a polarity there. Negative and positive is there, right? Whatever you see, you will see gender exist. From the minutest, like an atom, to the grander version, we find there is a polarity, there is a gender in everything, right? So this is the quest we are going to go further with. And now I'm going to, so, basically in this discussion, friends, I'm going to use this word masculine and feminine. So please do not misunderstand it as male or female. Male or female are the external identities, but masculine and feminine, I will be talking more about this internal identity that we have. So we'll learn about it. Now I'm going to talk about sexuality. What is sexuality? It's like a umbrella term, right? There is a sexual identity, there is an orientation, there is something called biological sex, and the entirely call is an expression. So you don't have to go too much deep into the picture that I'm showing you. It is just for you. You can find it on the internet. I found it like a good way to explain. But just on a very easier level, if you need to understand, identity is what you think in the mind. Am I a male? Am I a female? Or I am some other, right? And orientation is, whom am I attracted to? Which gender am I attracted to? Sometimes it happens that a male is attracted to another male. It happens, right? So that is the orientation, right? And then we have something called a biological sex. That is the, the kind of genitals, sexual organs that we are born with. That is the biological sex. And then this entire package of this thing is called the expression. And then we also understand there are people who are transgenders, right? They are born somewhere in between, right? They are sometimes, they identify themselves as male, female, both. Or, a male, a biological male can identify himself as a female, right? So those are called transgender. So we see this variation in gender when we look into the subject. And friends, this is a beautiful picture I got, and it says around the globe, people identify with various kind of gender. So you see, there is no more male and female. There are all variation of gender now. So a person can say, I am a male, but half alien, right? They also can term that as a kind of gender. So it's also beautiful that we are breaking the gender binary, because we are used to categorize things in a certain way. I'm sure we all resonate with this. Like as a child, we are told that boys can't cry. Are you a girl? Like, why are you crying? You can't cry because you're a boy. You are supposed to be very strong. You're supposed to, behave in a certain way, right? And for the girls, I think it's some difference. Even, for instance, colors. We have attached colors also to the gender. Let's say, in a word we have said boys are blue, women are pink. So when we see pink, we always associate with women. And if a boy likes pink, then, he's ridiculed and he's made fun of if he's wearing a pink shirt or, something like a more feminine. So we see androgynous gods, friends, like Shiva, Ganesha, Happy in different cultures. So these are gods, they already uh, show us the androgynous nature of our soul, right? So it's just not the external gods that are there, they have depicted, because with a statue, with a like symbolism, they are trying to say that this is what we are also inside, like Ardhanareshwar, the half man, half woman. Ganesha, I mean, he's neither a male nor a female, he's androgynous, right? So we have these examples. So let us learn what is gender in the bigger spectrum. What is the picture of gender in the bigger spectrum? So I'm going to explain you with a small presentation. So I see it like this. If you sprinkle some colors on water, right? And you see different colors like yellow, pink, red, they are getting, they are mixing with each other. So from there comes a set of people with different colors, right? So it's not binary, it's many colors that can come out of that. And from there, we have this now scale also, which is, you see on the left side, you have the Barbie, which I have labeled as the extreme feminine. Like extreme means, she's very, very feminine, very delicate. And on the right, there is a G.I. Joe, that's extreme male. So my question to you, friends, is where on this spectrum, might your gender identity be? So please look into the scale. Let us spend like half a minute here and find out where is your spectrum. Like, there is the yellow man, or, it's like, could be like a half man, half woman, like more balanced state, right? And on the left side, 1 to 5, it's the feminine, and the 7 to maybe the extreme 11, 12 is the masculine. So where is your scale? Like, where is your number? Have a look. Right. So, friends, these are like clues, because when we are questioning gender, we are getting more deeper into understanding our identity. A person who has understood gender, he has crossed, or he or she, because the person is going to go into the soul understanding. Gender is the last identity that falls off from a person, right? So let's see. Yeah, so here is what we are going to talk about, this balance. And why do you think like we need a balance in the masculine feminine? That's what we are going to talk. Another example is, I'm going to talk about by splitting of the sexes. Like, what happened? Like, what's the story? How did this male female come? Where did they come from? So this is what happened. So first it says there was a void. There was something called, or maybe it's called nothingness, right? So the void is basically what? It's pure consciousness. And from the void, it started changing. The void started giving rise to something. So they say the void got bored becoming void. The void got bored becoming nothing. So it started becoming a frequency. Some sound, some energy started coming. And from there had been two divisions. Basically, it is one division. Like light started coming. And wherever there was the absence of light, friends, was darkness. So basically, there is no darkness, right? It's like it doesn't exist. But it came like two division. One part started becoming the light, another started becoming the dark. From the light started coming further division, known and unknown. Light became the known and the darkness became the unknown. And from the known, unknown, now this is the interpretation, known became the masculine, unknown becomes the feminine. Now, please don't understand that I mean that woman means dark and man means light. It's not like that, right? It is just that the feminine is more into the mystery. She lives in a mystery. And darkness is associated with the mystery. And please understand, I'm trying to say the word feminine, not female, right? So a male also has his own feminine and masculine inside. So for a male, it could be that he's 70% more masculine and maybe 30% feminine. For the feminine, it could be the opposite, or a combination, right? So this is the story of splitting of the sexes, like where the gender has split. So now understanding, coming into the like how we use this. So coming to that part, we have this left and the right brain. We all know that there are two different kinds, these two hemisphere operates, right? So the left is about, definitely about the logical, rational, linear, more of a scientific thinking, right? And the right consists of the emotional, more of the creative, the artistic part of it. And we are understanding that both is very important. Art is as important as science, right? So the left hemisphere can be termed as the masculine, and the right can be termed more as the feminine. And friends, this is what we require as the masculine, friendship between the two sphere. It says, if you have to come to a conclusion and you are calculating for maybe 10 years, and intuition can give you that in a fraction of a second. So intuition can be so powerful, friends. I'm sure if you know the biography of these great scientists like Newton, or let's say Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla, as a child, he had a rare fever. And in that fever, he started getting visions of his machines, right? And those visions he started drawing. And he confesses how his subconscious has shown all these, because he was ahead of his time. Like even today, there is a lot of research going on Nikola Tesla. Today, we are still trying to understand what Nikola Tesla has said so many years back. How could he talk about all those things? So he had those visions from his creative mind. And as he was a scientist, he could interpret the creative information to his left brain and create something out of it. So here, now we come to the application part of it, friends. yin yang. Yin, the feminine energy, yang, the masculine energy. In the Chinese language, there are different names to these masculine and feminine energies. So, what is it that we call the masculine energy now, right? So, he's a giver, right? He gives, and it's more of an outward flow of energy. He's creating something, he's manifesting something on earth, right? So, it's an energy that moves from inward to outward. He's a protector, he protects, he's logical, focused. He's about nothing. He loves to have space. He wants to stay, in his cave sometimes. So he's about nothing. He's looking. His search is for nothingness, and he's the unmanifest. So friends, please don't get too much entangled with the words, because these words can flip. Some people can say it could be, because I have given the signs of the feminine. See, the riding a bicycle, or a woman warrior, is the woman is using her masculine power. Even we see Durga, Kali having these masculine powers, right? So that's the masculine part of that identity. But then Durga wants to express herself as a mother. Her external, the picture that she wants to depict is as a mother. She wants to dance like a feminine, right? But that doesn't mean that she's not using her masculine power, right? So this is the masculine trait in a nutshell. And now let's talk about what is the feminine, right? Even men have feminine qualities. He can be a receiver, right? He can receive. It's an inward flow. So when you are nurturing someone, you are taking care of something, it's an inward flow of energy. Even a spiritual journey, or meditation practice is more of like an inward journey. And feminine can be a nurturer, she can be intuitive, she can do multitasking, she's about the manifest, and she's about the mystery. So friends, look at these qualities and see where you resonate with it more. Like, which one do you feel are the more dominant traits in you? It doesn't matter if externally we are a male or female. So let's spend like half a minute here. So friends, we all need these two qualities in our lives, right? So feminine and masculine. What happens is, sometimes if we are too much in the feminine end, we feel that there needs to be like a male who would be giving all the masculine support, the guidance, the discipline to me. And the female, I mean, who consider herself as more of a feminine energy, she waits. She first depends on her father, for example, and then she looks for those traits in a husband, right? But often this happens because this relationships, this about a more of a give and take. So if the male is not able to provide those qualities to her, she gets upset. So hence, the relationship problems are there. right? And here, and it's same with the male, right? If the male feels that, oh, I need a female in my life who can give me the nurturance, the empathy, the compassion, the creative touch, right? And then, he has an expectation that one female would come into my life and provide all that. And for some reason, the wife can't provide that. So he goes into, like, he's not happy with that relationship. So here, this is what happens is, if you look down this description of feminine and masculine, this is where the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine come into picture. So I can say, this polarity, it can be either a divine polarity or it can be a wounded polarity. And what are the wounded feminine traits? Now, as you have seen the divine feminine traits, the wounded can be, she can be very insecure, she can be very needy, right? She can be manipulative. And the masculine traits can be, it could be very aggressive, it can be controlling, dominating, abusive. So let us take an example here, friends, like how to understand this how these two dynamics works. Let's say I want to reduce my weight, right? I have got very plumpy, I have a heavy body, now I want to reduce my weight, right? So if I have a wounded feminine inside me, so the wounded feminine would have a poor me story. It will say, oh, I can't get up in the morning, I'm so tired, I don't have the energy, right? And she will try to manipulate her story. It's the inner dialogue that goes on inside us, not to anybody else, but to ourselves sometimes. And the wounded masculine is going to say inside me that, you got to prove yourself. You look so bad, you know, I hate looking at your body. You have to do something about your body. So you see what's happening. There is this wounded feminine and the wounded masculine not making me go and do the activities that I require to reduce my weight. But because of that conflict that is happening with the wounded feminine and wounded masculine within me, I am not able to go, and take the steps that are required for me to reduce my weight. So, what has to be done, friends? This is where I think the best way to balance is, one of the best ways, meditation. Right? When we start meditating, all these wounds started dropping off. Wounds are from the past. Either we are hurted in our childhood, sometimes we are hurted maybe in past lives. Some hurt we are carrying, where this wounded feminine is born, where this wounded masculine is born. And through meditation, regular practice of meditation, this wound can wash off. And if you're not able to heal those wounds, there are other techniques, the other beautiful methodologies. Like I said, I went to Dr. Newton and I did past life regression. I'm also a regression therapist, and I see how people benefit from this regression therapy, from the inner child work, from the family constellation. Beautiful modality, even with this masculine feminine understanding, how people really can come out of their wounds, and then they start developing a divine masculine and a feminine identity of themselves. So what happens, the same identity which was pulling you down, or I was giving an example of losing weight. So what happened is, this divine polarity, the divine masculine will say, don't worry, I am there, I'll support you. And he's not going to judge, he's going to discipline himself. He will be confident that, yes, I am going to reduce my weight. And the feminine will say, I will support you, I will nurture you, whatever you need. If you need rest, you can rest there, rest. But then, it's going into real deep rest. The divine feminine really teaches us how to rest. Otherwise, we are not resting, friends. Even in our sleep, we are fighting in our dreams. How many of us can really say that we know how to relax? Only the meditator who are constantly meditating, they can claim that, they can really know what is restfulness, right? So real rest is required and spontaneous actions are required. And with that help, I can gain energy and I can lose my weight. So this example can be valid in any other aspect, many other aspect, whatever you call it, you can use this principle, friends. And yes, this is another example of the world society. What is the patriarchal society says? The patriarchal, which is a man-made society, believes in history, believes in linear time, believes in dogmas, rationalities, science. It's more scientific. Matriarchal, who are more feminine-based societies, they believe in eternity, the cycle of times, ritual, magic, alter states, art. So you see the difference. This is a science-based society, art-based society. I feel the amalgam, both is required. That is divine union. When the divine masculine, the divine feminine can meet, that is the divine marriage. And also, friends, we all need to have that divine marriage inside us. So before I go to the next portion, let us do a small meditation, friends, which it's good to have some experience as we go through this theoretical understanding. So we will start the meditation. What I want you to do is, it's good if you can stand up for this meditation. It's always good, and place your feet firmly on the ground, right? So you can stand, and if you really don't have an option to stand, you can sit, that's fine. Okay, so this meditation is to balance the masculine and feminine. It's a beautiful meditation, and I would like you all to sit straight. Okay, so if you're standing, I'd like you to feel that you're like a tree, and you can close your eyes. Let your feet be firm. You can take your time to wherever you are. Maybe I'll give you like a half a minute. Right. And now you can close your eyes, friends, and take few deep breaths. Just some cleansing, deep breaths. And first put your attention on your heart. Feel your heart. You're breathing in and out. Right. Now from the heart, take your attention down to your feet. Feel your feet. And now, like a tree, imagine or feel that you're growing roots inside the earth. as if your lower body is developing roots, and the roots are going deep inside wherever you are, the room or the floor. Imagine they're going deeper inside the Mother Earth. And you can feel the moist soil and the roots going very deep down into the middle of the earth. And it's coiling at the middle of the earth. You can visualize this or feel it. Huge roots are going from your lower body and going to the bottom of the Mother Earth. And you're feeling a pull down, as if the Mother Earth is pulling you down with the roots. And now, I'd like you to breathe in through the roots and breathe out. Breathe in pure nature energy. And breathe out any tension, anxiety, anything that you're holding in your body. Release it through your roots. Do it for a few times. Now bring your attention from your feet, from the Mother Earth. Bring yourself back into the heart. Breathe that beautiful energy in your heart. As a tree now, feel that you're now breathing into your head. Feel that your attention is on your head. And from the head, you're growing branches. Huge branches is going like above the ceiling, above the clouds, above the sky. Branches are going into the cosmos, and it's getting anchored into the different galaxies. And you're feeling an outward or like an upward pull. Now breathe in from the cosmos into your head and release everything or anything that you need to release at this point of time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Couple of breaths. bring this energy from your head into your heart. Just feel that now you're breathing into your heart. As you breathe in, the heart is radiating. Stay in your heart. You're breathing in all this wonderful, beautiful balance of the earth and the sky. Mother Earth, Father Sky, in your heart. And you're breathing out all the love, the beautiful feeling around you, surrounding you. Let it spread. And for a couple of minutes, just reside in your heart for some time. Stay there. Okay, friends, now whenever you're ready with this beautiful heart energy, you can rub your hands, put them on your eyes, and allow your eyes to gently open. Wonderful, friends. So, this is an exercise that can be done anytime, whenever we feel a little disbalanced. We want to bring the balance in our life. We want to center ourselves. So beautiful way to do that. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next uh, portion, friends, and more examples how to bring balance, friends. I feel the nature is a beautiful place. Anytime we want a balance in our life, we can just go out, reach the nature. Just being in pure nature it brings us so much balance in our lives, right? So meditation, nature, and if we find ourselves disbalanced sometimes, also the practice of gratitude, we can shift that energy, that maybe we are not feeling confident, we are not feeling secured, or there is a fear. Immediately we can switch our mind to practice gratitude. What are the good things that I feel wonderful about? And I keep on repeating that in my mind. That can also bring in balance. So friends, meditation, second is reaching out into the nature, third is practicing gratitude. Immediately can shift our energy into balance. So friends, okay, I just have to um, go to the next part now. Yeah. So this is where I find the interesting part starts. My favorite subject, the law of polarity. So, friends, now as we learn balance, many times we feel polarity is like a distraction, right? So, uh, I am working on becoming very confident when I know there is a part of me that is also fearful, right? And you name it, whatever it is, like day, night, uh, hot, cold, all things have a polarity, right? So I generally don't believe in that concept that we have to be positive in our life. That really doesn't work, friends. So what is the law of polarity talking about? Let us first understand the law of polarity. What it says. The law of polarity says it's one, it's not two. Though we see it as two, it is one. Yes, it's sometimes difficult to see things as one, because in our real eyes, with two eyes, when we are seeing things, it two things. We are seeing there is a darkness is coming in the night, and morning is there. Sense of perception. But the kind of plane that we dwell in is a relative plane, friends. And this might not be the same in the other plane. For example, I just told you about this example. Dark and light, right? We have darkness, we say, no, there is this night falling, and then there is a morning. The sun comes up, right? But what happens if you are taken out into the space? You are no longer on the earth plane. Will you still see day and night there? Don't you think the perception is going to change there? So why the law of polarity exists on earth? Because it's the kind of dimension or the kind of reality that we live in. So it's relative, friends. So in that perception, now we can say, yes, it's one. Where is the night and day? It's because of the earth's rotation. It's because of the placement of the sun, right? Another example I can give is, okay, we will say, oh, this is hot and cold. But the hot exists because there is a cold. What is hot, cold? It is in comparison to something the other exists. In a whole, it is a scale. It's the scale called the scale of temperature. So the temperature exists. The hot and cold is again relative. Wherever we are in the scale, we perceive it that way. So the first law of polarity which we discussed is everything is one, it's not two. Right? Second thing that I learned from the law of polarity, it says opposites are complementary. Opposites really are not there to trouble us, to take us out from our real nature, but opposites are complementary. They help each other. We see this beautiful picture of Ardhanareshwara. Right? Shiva is the example of the right amalgam of the feminine and the masculine balance. He has both the qualities in him, the Ardhanareshwara root, right? And it says when we are in a healthy divine masculine feminine balance, it can help us. It's not opposites. I was giving you the example. How in a couple, the man can be like a supportive, he can be like a pillar of strength in the family and support the woman. And the woman can, in return, be the nurturer, the mother, and the intuitive part in the family. So when a family has this balanced masculine feminine, the family will grow. So the law of polarity is there to make us evolve. The law of polarity is there to make us more aware. Whenever we are dwelling in the wounded masculine feminine, it feels like it is tearing us apart. Yes, because we are dwelling in ignorance. We need to see where the wound is coming from. Where is the masculine wound? Where is my feminine wound coming from? What are the sources? And when we can heal these wounds, we'll be able to develop this divine masculine feminine. And hence is the second law, the law of polarity. The second law says polarity are they are complementary to each other. And then the third law of polarity, which is again very interesting, most interesting part I feel, is when we reject one part, we are rejecting the other. Let me repeat it. When we reject one part, we are rejecting the whole. What is the example? Let me take an example. Like I have a friend, right? I like everything about that friend. He is so helpful, he's so kind, he's my best friend. But then he is a drunkard. He drinks. And when he drinks, he has a different personality. And I don't like that. So, is it possible that I can welcome that friend in my life, or I can have that friend in my life without that part, which is a drunkard? Can I put that drunkard out of him and accept him as a friend? Is it possible? So the drunkard part with that part that I like is my friend in a whole. Example, I am Aditya and I have these good traits in me, but then I have also this little anger in me sometimes. So I push it back. I don't want to confess that I am also an angry person. So do I accept myself fully? The law of polarity says if I'm rejecting one part, I'm rejecting the whole. Because how can I come somewhere without that angry part of me? How my friend can come and accompany me, leaving that drunkard part in him? Because that's one of his personality. It is one part of him. That's what he is. Sometimes we make a mistake that we want to change that part. In our relationship, we really don't want that. We want to scrape it out. So, similarly, we understand that masculine, feminine, we need to accept this polarity inside us also, friends. We need to know, we need to realize that yes, I am a masculine and a feminine inside. Both. I am Ardhanareshwara. And when I can accept these two parts inside me, when I can realize that two parts inside me, I can be a better father. A mother can be a better mother. An architect can be a better architect. A painter can be a better painter. Whatever profession we are in, we can be better at that. We can improve our relationships through this understanding, improve our abundance, improve our health. These dynamics can work everywhere. So the law of polarity teaches us acceptance, friends. Accepting the whole as it is. Right? So if we have a difficult relationship, let's say with our parents, I don't like this part of my parent. I don't like this part of my mother, for example. We are rejecting her completely then. We need to accept her with that part. Then only it's a full acceptance. So friends, the three things, again, the law of polarity teaches us. The first is, it's only one, it's not two. Second, it says polarities are complementary, they help each other. And third, it says when we reject one, we are rejecting the other. Such profound wisdom the law of polarity teaches us, friends. And a person who has mastered the law of polarity has mastered life. See, we keep talking about the law of attraction. I want good health, and I don't want to be sick. So when I say I don't want, that is already being included in my wanting, because that's there. So first, the law of polarity says you accept it. Yes, I am not in a healthy position right now. Let me accept that state. Because that's what I'm going through right now. I can't run away from it right now. And then the second stage is when we accept it, the second polarity also starts opening up for us. Health starts opening up, which is the opposite of illness. So friends, yeah, before we go into this understanding of the energy, I'd like you to do a process, a short process of facing this polarity. I'd like you to think of a very, or any situation or any person whom you think you have a conflict with. Any person or a situation where you feel you have a conflict. Just I'll give you half a minute. Right. And now we'll do a short process. I welcome you to close your eyes and just stay with the breath, like how we generally center ourselves with the breathing. Just stay with the breath. Or maybe take 2-3 deep breaths to center ourselves. And at this moment, I'd like you to face this person or situation with whom you have a conflict. Now, as you face this person or situation, whoever it is, you might feel angry, you might have resistance to face it, or there might be other sensations or discomfort in your body. I'd like you to stay with it. I'd like you to try this exercise, friends. Face that situation as if you are looking into that person's eyes, or if you're facing that situation right now. And be aware of the sensations that are happening in your body, in your mind, whatever is happening, just be aware of that. Accept those feelings, even if they are not good feelings. It's okay. But I'd like you to face that person or situation. And I'd like you to not go into any stories. Just face as if you're looking inside the eye of that person without any story. And if it's like if you're getting any kind of pain or discomfort, if it's like too much, I'd like you to breathe into that. Keep facing that person without any judgment, without any story. Be aware of the body sensation, whatever is happening. And keep breathing inside it. You might feel like reacting. I'd like you to be aware. And simply you're breathing in and out of that sensation, whatever is happening in your body, in your mind. Keep facing it. It's okay, you might get distracted again. Bring your attention back. Look into the eye of that person or feel that you're in that situation and keep breathing. And I like you to feel as if your chest is expanding and you're taking a more of a straight expanding posture rather than like hunching forward. You're just sitting straight. Your chest is out and you're facing that person as if you're open. Keep breathing, my friends, and keep your attention into the eyes of that person. Right. Now you may want to disconnect yourself from this person or situation. And I'd like you to go back into that tree posture. You can sit or stand up, becoming that tree. Imagine you have huge roots and your head has huge branches like tree, touching the sky, touching the space. And you're breathing inside your heart as if whatever the unnecessary feelings are there in the body, the residue, imagine that you're giving it to the Mother Earth and you're taking all this cosmic energy into your body from your head. Become this huge tree. Now, before you come back, I'd like you to center yourself in your heart, feel your heart, beautiful energy in your heart. And Whenever you're ready, you can rub your hands, put them on your eyes, allow your eyes to open. That's wonderful, my friends. So you can share your experience if you want. Anybody has any questions regarding it, you can ask. Most of the time, what I hear people saying is they might come back with some pains in their body. Okay, so what I ask you to do is you can repeat this exercise again, right? And that will help you release this conflict or this conflicting situation, right? So if you have a pain somewhere, you can again repeat this later, friends. And many people, they might come up feeling very fresh, very relaxed, and they report that they are able to face that polarity in a much better way. Many people, they just drop that conflict after going through this exercise. So it's a very beautiful way to resolve your conflict, is you are facing that polarity as it is. Okay, friends. So as we move forward, if you have any questions, you can put the question again in the question box, on the chat box. And when I get time, I'm going to answer them. And now we are going to go to the next part of the presentation. Is to understand energy. So we know that we are made of some energy, right? And we are just not this gross physical bodies. So what, in my understanding, friends, what I understand as energy, is there's only one energy in the body, and we have named it in different ways. Sometimes we call it the prana, the chi, sometimes the sexual energy, kundalini energy, the life force energy. It's the same energy, friends, that runs in our body. And for those two energies to run, like you see, there is a diode, right? The battery has two ends, the positive and the negative, right? And this energy in the body flows, from the positive to the negative. There's a flow. When there is two poles of the diode, the energy flows from one pole to the other. And this is what we have termed as the sexual energy. So this, now the next section, we're going to talk about this very interesting and maybe most misunderstood subject, which is the sexuality. So friends, there are so many dogmas regarding this sexual energy, and we are coming with a lot of beliefs about the sexual energy because we have been conditioned. At a very early age, the condition starts happening when someday our parents or some elder has told us, like chichi, don't touch those parts. They are very dirty parts, or they are the parts you can't show, or you have to hide those parts. From there, we have started developing like a belief that it's wrong, right? This part comes, it's wrong. And on top of that, there are many layers that we start developing around this energy. And what happens is when this energy is trapped, when we are not clear about this energy, we are holding a huge potential in our body, which we are not using it properly. So friends, if we are not clear about the sexual energy, even if we call ourselves like meditators or spiritual people, we need to look into the lower chakras. Rather than focusing on the higher chakras, I feel it is important to look into the lower chakras, the Muladhara, the Swadhisthana, the Manipura. These are the chakras many people who call themselves meditator or spiritual people, they lack. They're confused about this area. They're not able to manifest their life because these chakras are blocked for them. For me also, friends, as I was sharing you my journey, these were the chakras were totally blocked. I didn't want to even speak about it. I didn't want to look at it, right? But meditation, the spiritual journey, the guidance of masters helps us to look into these and have a right understand about these energies. So we have to we are programmed in the wrong way, but the knowing is there. The true understanding about it is already there. So the purpose of this presentation is to awaken the true understanding of what we already know. So what is this flow of, I was talking about the sexual energy flow, right? What is the sexual energy flow? We have it in the body. So we see that our body, there is a continuous energy flow. Even there are instrument nowadays, very sophisticated instrument has come, and they clearly shows that the body has a lot of energy and it's going in cycles. So if there is a beautiful flow of the energy, we feel very healthy. And if the energy is blocked, we feel unhealthy. And it can be a block in a lot of other things: relationship block, abundance block, health block, or some other kind of fear or insecurities or phobias that we hold. That can also block this energy, right? And if we have this other person with whom this energy flow is beautiful, we call it like a sexual attraction, right? The other battery which is showing is like a sexual attraction. It's a flow of energy. And not only, it happens between man and woman, friends. Let us also think in terms of like when we see like small pup, a beautiful pup, right? And it's so cute, it's so sweet to look at. We get attracted. That's also a flow of energy. We don't have to always term it as a sexual energy, but it's that life force energy. When we see a child full of life force energy, right? So this is what is the flow of energy between the two polarities. So polarity is again required for this energy to flow properly. And the same flow is happening in the entire cosmos. So first we have seen it, how it has maybe it is happening in the atoms, the negative, positive pole. And then we understand how as masculine, feminine, or male, female, the attraction is there. Or the attraction is there between, let's say, like a child and a mother. That's also like a beautiful attraction. Life force is flowing. And then in the higher planes, and when we see the bigger picture of it, we see the same polarity, the same circle of energy is going in the cosmos. So in a way, everything is like in a circle, you see, everything is circling. And it's important to understand when we are in our relationship with anything, the energy circuits need to flow or need to revolve in and out, receiving and giving. Receiving is feminine, giving is masculine. In a relationship, important to receive and give. In the society, it's important for us to receive and give. That we are in balance. When this receiving and giving is in balance, then we feel healthy, then we feel abundant, then we feel, we are centered, we are balanced. This is balance, friends. This is the divine union. So we see the entire cosmos is already in the divine union. So the question is, why do we feel disbalanced sometimes? We are not aligned to the cosmos that time. We are not aligned to the divine wisdom that time. And those are the times we feel we are not balanced. So friends, I will be doing one meditation with this. I will explain you that. Before that, let us go into some more details about this energy. So now, as we are calling it the sexual or the life force energy, let's see what it is about. So this energy, how I define this energy is when this energy is flowing down, it's going down, it's producing baby, for example, right? A sperm and a ovum meets and produces a baby. And the same energy when it's going up, that's what is the term called sexual transmutation. That's what meditation helps us develop. This kundalini energy start rising up, right? And it starts clearing all the chakras. So sexual transmutation is a very important and an interesting subject if we are interested in our evolution. We can use this sexuality, this kundalini energy to evolve, to create our lives, to live the purpose of our life. So I like Master Thorkom, what he says about the sexual energy. He says, sex in the physical body is a relaxation. Sex in the astral body is a pleasure. Sex in the mental body is creativity. Sex in the intuitional body is enlightenment. So beautiful, friends. I recommend Thorkom sir's book, and one of the very beautiful book that we should all read if we have to understand sexuality is Sex to Superconsciousness by the great Master Osho. Wonderful must-read book. My perception about sexuality completely started changing when I read this book. Highly recommend, friends, this book, Sex to Superconsciousness by Osho. So let's go into a little understanding about chakras. I'm sure we all know how we are moving this chakra. We see the Mooladhara, which is at the base of the spine. Then we have the Swadhisthana, Manipura. Then the heart, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agnaya, and Sahasrara. Now, what are these chakras? Basically, chakras can be like a map in our evolution. It has its own psychology, it has its own energy, and because this evolution is like, if you don't have like a map, it feels very baseless. So I feel this is where the chakra comes into picture. It gives you a map, right? So what is this root chakra? So the root chakra is about feeling trust, feeling secured, feeling supported. And when the Mooladhara is not open, or it is not feeling safe, it is blocked, what happens is we are in fear, we are insecure, right? So in the Mooladhara, we can see the layers now of sexuality. In the Mooladhara, sexuality is very mechanical. It's on the very bodily level. Now, nothing wrong with that, but we have to keep growing above that. So from the root, the Mooladhara, when we are coming to the sacral, which is the Swadhisthana, we now start understanding the emotional part of it. Swadhisthana is about emotions. When it's blocked, we feel very guilt. We have shame in it. And when it's open, we are creative. We are in a flow. So from the root, the sexuality, which was very mechanical, now it starts gaining a little emotional. So we start connecting emotions with our sexuality, so which is a little better. And then the sexuality moves into the solar plexus, which is about creating a strong identity. When the solar plexus is strong, we feel very confident. And otherwise, we are feeling very weak, helpless. So When the sexual feelings are operating from the solar plexus, we are confident about the sexual act. The man is confident, the woman is confident. Otherwise, we are not sure. We have a very feeble identity. Our partners may not trust us because we feel helpless there, right? And then sexuality moves into the heart. What happens is, about if the heart is open, we feel unconditional love. We can give love, and if it's closed, we are in grief, we are in pain. So from this level, friends, the sexuality definition starts taking a very new shape, because it's no more physical now, it's more from the unconditional love. Two-person, when they have unconditional love, they can feel a polarity, they can feel a sexual connection even without touching each other, right? So it starts taking a more deeper state. And from the heart, when it's moved the throat, it's about Vishuddhi. Vishuddhi is where we are, it's a chakra purification of expression of what we are talking. If it's closed, then we are non-expressive. So even the sexuality is taking a different form in Vishuddhi. It's more about expression, about creativity between two people, or even between yourself. Sometimes you don't need other to understand sexuality, right? And then it goes into the third eye, and that what Turkom master is talking about. Sexuality in your intuition, and you are having an intuition. With that intuition, you are connected to the other person. With your third eye, with your intuitive self, you can have a polarity, a connection with the other person. And then it's the crown where you are feeling oneness. Of course, this is where sexuality dissolves, right? So friends, initially, these chakras, we need to work. This is what is called the inner work. And we need to clear these chakras, all the 7 chakras. And it may not be in a chronological order, because some people's heart chakra is open, but maybe the root is closed. Some people's sacral is open, but the third eye is closed. So we need to know which chakra ours are closed. So there are beautiful processes that can help us clear. This is like a journey. This is like an inner journey. There's a map. We need to clear all these chakras. So interesting that, how like the sages or the meditators have created or they have realized about these chakras. So now we can use it as a guide in our spiritual journey. So friends, yeah, before I go into this, I would do a process, the last process, and we can have some, yeah, if Anita ma'am want to play some music, she can do that. And I will explain this process, friends, before we go into it. So this is called the microcosmic orbit, how we have seen that all the cosmos are in rotation, they are connected. So this beautiful practice is called the microcosmic orbit, and it is about breathing. And I will take you into a process, very simple, very powerful process, and I hope you will like it, right? So Anita ma'am, if you're there, you can, yeah, you said okay, so you can play some nice music. It's about the connecting our uh, lower and the upper chakra, and then we move into the microcosmic orbit. And it's also to balance ourselves, our sexuality. There are many versions of microcosmic orbit, but I'm going to do a very easy version that can be easily understood and can be done by all. Again, friends, so I hope you are all comfortable, right? Take a comfortable posture and sitting very calm. Relaxed as we practice how to balance our energy. I think Anita ma'am, the music is cutting off, so I think we should turn it off. Yeah, it's better to turn it off, Anita ma'am, because I think there will be the sound won't be yes. I think that's better. So friends, let us close our eyes and as we meet in this beautiful time today, and because it's a beautiful knowledge, a beautiful wisdom that can help all of us to tune into our real nature. Because the purpose of sexuality, purpose of gender is to take us to our real identity. If we can follow this wisdom, whatever we have termed as lower, what we call sex, what we call gender, male, female, the understanding can take us to the higher self, to the higher wisdom, to our enlightenment. So there is nothing actually which is lower and higher. We say it's as above, so below as above. So friends, let us close our eyes. You can cross our hands, cross our legs, or you can take a beautiful posture, sit straight. And it would be good if you can sit without a back support. It would be better. So sit without a back support and as straight as possible. And I'd like you to just observe your normal, natural breathing. So you're breathing in and out. And as you breathe in and out, I'd like you to feel your heart, feel the heart center, feel the breath in your heart. And see if you can deepen your breath a little bit than before, a little deeper than before. And now see if you can breathe to your Muladhara. Muladhara is where your backbone ends. Now feel that you're breathing in the Muladhara and you're breathing out into the Sahasrara. So basically you're breathing at the bottom of your spine. And as you breathe out, feel that your breath is touching your crown. You can feel or visualize this, that you're breathing into the Muladhara, breathing out to the crown. We'll do it for some time. Breathe into the Muladhara, breathe out to the Sahasrara. Now feel as you're breathing into the Muladhara, I'd like you to breathe a little deeper and imagine that you're breathing into the core of the earth. Feel that the breath is reaching to the core of the earth. As you breathe out, you're breathing into the middle of the cosmos. And just feel that your spine is like a bamboo, hollow bamboo. And you're breathing through the spine, breathing into the core of the earth. And breathing out to the middle of the cosmos. A very powerful exercise to balance our sexuality, balance our masculine, feminine. Very powerful exercise. Keep breathing, breathing into the core of the earth, breathing out to the middle of the universe or the middle of the cosmos. Whatever that means to you, whatever that you're feeling. Nothing wrong and right about this. And feel that your backbone is like a straw. Breathing in through the straw into the core of the earth, breathing out to the core of the universe. Keep breathing. Do it for some more time. Like a hollow bamboo. Just breathing in, core of the earth, breathing out to the core of the universe. Now slowly start breathing into your Muladhara and breathe out to your Sahasrara. Make the breathing smaller now. Breathing into the base of the spine, breathing out to your crown. And finally, I'd like you to come into your heart. Just feel the breathing in your heart and be there. That's nice. So whenever now you're ready, friends, you can rub your hands, put them on your eyes, and allow them to open. So wonderful, friends. So we are heading to the end of this class now, and here I would like to share some of the details I have. Um, so you can see these. This is some details about me, that I do some workshops on divine masculine feminine. One of the workshop was termed Ardhanareshwar, ecstasy, sacred sexuality, and this is the upcoming workshop which is coming possibly this month. The date are yet to be announced, and you can find all those information about me on www.adityadatta.net. Find all the information there. Also, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Also, I want to share about this program that we call I Dare, and there is a page called Meditation Simplified on Facebook where we go live every week, every Sunday, and we are taking some interesting topic to work on using different modalities, like different tools like masculine feminine balance, the law of polarity. We do exercises on that, and it's a free platform, friends. You are welcome to join there. Uh, if you want, if you're a therapist or you're interested in self work, you can join there, and we can have you on one of the Sundays there. You can either take a session or maybe give a session about anything that you want to share about personal healings. So basically, it's a platform that we have created to heal ourselves as facilitators or therapists, and we extend our work to people, others also. Right. So this is about me, and now I am ready to take up any questions that you may want to share. If you have any sharing, or if Anita ji has anything from anybody, you can also share, ask.
Yeah, sir. Any questions?
Yeah, I think your voice is not very clear, Anita ji.
Okay, now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you
Now
now.
is it clear?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay.
Sir, I'm
Suresh,
having a
sir?
question.
Yes.
Sir, this question is from PMC Global, sir. They are asking what to do if we have to face the situation with many persons.
Situation is with many person.
Yes, many persons. If we face different types of situation, so how
Right.
can we? So this is the question which came from PMC Global Live.
Okay.
Please, can
So
you
what
answer this
happens?
question?
If the conflict is between many people, what happens then? Okay. So friends, if it's many people, we can place ourselves inside many people, because it is conflict is actually not many. It may be, okay, I have a conflict because he has his nose is not straight, I don't like him, so I have a conflict with him. I have a conflict with him because he was my childhood friend, he bullied me. I have a conflict with him because he's a boss. But basically it is just one conflict. Maybe it's a conflict of how insecure I feel when I face them. So if it's one person or if it's 100%, we can do this exercise facing all this 100% and feel what we are feeling. We don't go into any story. We can put ourselves in 100 people and we can feel what we are feeling and stay with that energy and breathe into that energy and see what happens. Thank you for this question. Anything else?
Suresh, sir, are you having any question?
So if there are no question, I think then I am done with my job. Right? Otherwise, either people have understood me or they have not understood at all. So maybe I have done my job well or have not done my job at all. So that's what means.
Yes,
And
sir.
many times people question, how they can heal their relationship, because this is where the major problem comes about, talking about relationships, in healing our relationships. And I say, until a man discovers his inside woman or a woman discovers his inside man, we really can't heal this man-woman relationship. So, how to discover is definitely by this awareness, this knowledge. The more
Sir, there is a
cultivate,
question.
yes,
There is a person named Terry Thomas, so he raised the hand, so he want to talk to you. So,
yes,
sir,
please.
sir unmute yourself and turn on your video, sir. Yes.
Yes, Terry, good to have you. Good to have you here. How are you? We can't hear
Your
you,
voice
Terry.
is not audible. Your voice is not audible, sir.
No, your voice is not audible, Terry. Can you type it? Can you type it?
Sir, unmute
Sir,
yourself,
please
sir.
unmute.
Yes, to unmute. Yes. Yeah, he has unmuted. Yes, I think it's the same thing.
Please type your question in your in chat